Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of The Moore's October Rants. Today's episode is going to be titled, Everyone Interprets Interactions Differently. Everyone filters interactions differently because how we see things is shaped by our personal experiences, what we expect going in, and how we're feeling emotionally at that moment. Two people can witness the exact same conversation and walk away with completely different ideas about what just happened. One person might hear friendliness while another hears intrusion, even though the words spoken were identical. This difference happens because individuals process communication through their own history and the social conditioning they've grown up with. Past experiences with strangers can make someone more open to conversation or more cautious about it. Cultural background also influences what people consider normal behavior in public or social spaces. In some environments, asking questions and showing curiosity is seen as polite engagement. In other environments, the same questions may be interpreted as overly personal. Tone, timing, and context also affect how a message is received. A casual comment in one setting can feel appropriate, while the same comment in a different setting may feel out of place. Expectations about how strangers should behave vary widely between individuals. Some people enjoy spontaneous conversation, while others prefer minimal interaction. Because of these differences, the same behavior can lead to positive reactions from some people and negative reactions from others. This does not necessarily mean that one interpretation is universally correct. It often means that two different perspectives are colliding in the same moment. Communication becomes complicated when assumptions replace direct expression. If someone feels uncomfortable but does not communicate it, either by saying something or showing it, the other person may continue the interaction believing everything is normal. Later criticism can then feel confusing or unfair to the person who received no signal during the conversation that anything was wrong. Social environments also create group influence on interpretation. When several people label a behavior in a certain way, others may adopt the same label even if their initial reaction was neutral. Repetition of criticism can create the appearance that a single interpretation is the only valid one. In reality, the situation may be more balanced than the discussion suggests. A balanced evaluation would consider both positive and negative experiences with the same behavior. However, discussions sometimes focus only on unfavorable examples while ignoring neutral or positive interactions. This selective attention can reinforce a negative narrative about someone's behavior. Another factor is context, because behavior that feels normal in a social venue may feel unusual in a different setting. For example, a long conversation with strangers might feel natural at a community event but unusual in a retail store. People often judge actions based on what they expect to happen in that particular environment. These expectations are rarely identical between individuals. Personality differences also influence interpretation of communication. Some people are naturally outgoing and see conversation as a way to connect with others. Others are more reserved and interpret unexpected interaction as pressure or intrusion. Neither personality style is inherently wrong. They simply lead to different interpretations of the same moment. Because of all this, perfect alignment of perceptions is unrealistic in everyday social life. The most practical approach is to aim for basic respect and clear communication. When someone directly expresses a boundary, like saying "I'd rather not talk" or "that's too personal," it provides useful information that allows others to adjust. Without that feedback, people are left trying to guess what others feel. Guessing emotions and expectations is unreliable because signals are not always visible. People don't always show what they're feeling. This is why misunderstandings occur even when intentions are neutral or positive. Social interaction, therefore, operates on interpretation rather than certainty. Recognizing that everyone interprets interactions differently helps explain why disagreements about behavior often arise. Understanding this principle encourages more patience with differences in perception. It also reminds people that one interpretation does not automatically define the entire reality of a conversation. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye for now.